P.O.P. Podcast. Let's go. The P.O.P. Podcast. Let's go. The P.O.P. Podcast starts now.
Hey everybody, welcome to the P.O.P. Podcast. We're going to be talking about amazing stuff today. Got my friend Scott Haley here.
Hey Jason, good to see you. Excited to be here with you.
We were talking a little bit about kind of the economy and where things are at with tariffs and how tariffs are affecting vendors. What are you seeing in the orthodontic space as the tariffs have rolled in?
Yeah, that's it. It's really interesting because I think that our vendor partners have brought it up to us many times that tariffs are going to have an effect on their pricing. It's actually, it's something they bring up, but you know what? The thing that's interesting about it, and I don't want to get political on the P.O.P. podcast, Jason, but like no one really knows what those effects are, right? So it's all very vague in the sense that the suppliers are talking about, yes, there's a need to increase pricing, but I think some of that just comes from not necessarily hard facts or hard numbers, but that they're preparing for something that is out there looming. So definitely see a lot of things that potentially could impact our practices in terms of price increases. I mean, when you look at price increases, it's everything from brackets to gloves and all those types of things. If you think about the clinical supplies items that are sourced in many of the practices, many of those items are coming from China or overseas, which potentially could have a huge impact for our practices. So I don't know where this is going to land. I've seen all types of strategies by doctors. I've seen doctors stock up on items because they're worried about it. And I've also had doctors say that they're going to write it out. So I don't know what the correct answer is. I mean, Jason, from your standpoint, my standpoint is, people that are business people. I mean, I don't know. Would you stock up for 9 months worth of supplies because of a looming tariff, or would you just go business as usual and deal with it as it comes? What's more important, capital or having those products on the shelf?
That's tough. I would probably vote on the side of, oh man, I don't know. That's so hard.
Right. And I think that's a lot of where our vendor partners are at in terms of our doctors in our group. It's like, I think it's kind of a decision that's made at each office and each decision they make. I don't know if I have the right answer.
I would go on the fly.
I'd go on the fly too, Jason, because I think at the end of the day, cash flow is probably king.
Yeah, and you don't know what's going to happen. Like, you could pre-order that and then the bottom falls out and now everything is, 30% cheaper than before. Yeah. So you just don't know what's going to happen, and things are so volatile, and that's what they want, Yeah. So, you just got to kind of slow play it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think the fear too is, you look at I'm not trying to sound like anti-corporate America, but they're going to put these price increases in on supplies, and if the tariffs don't have that big of an effect on them, do you really think they're going to lower their prices if tariffs come down?
No. Once a price goes up, it's always up. That's why it's like people are like, grocery prices are going to go. No, you think that they're ever going to lower the price of shredded cheese again? You're out of your mind.
Right. The ship has already sailed. So
yeah. When is anybody ever, except in AI? AI is a very interesting space. I get emails constantly being like 50% price reduction. It's amazing. And I think that is what is going to drive down prices on everything. Right. I think the cost of goods, the cost of everything is going to go way, way down in the next 10 years.
Really interesting.
Well, think about how the efficiencies at play, and if you look at what's going on in China with people being able to have really great things for really cheap, that's only a matter of time before we have those luxuries like the folks in China.
Yeah.
you know?
No, it's an interesting dilemma to solve, but I think at the end of the day, yes, there's price increases coming. Maybe some of them have already come, but I don't know if it's as dramatic as we all think it's going to be.
And if it does happen, does the cost of starts go up? Like overall, are we going to see a world where $7,000, $8,000 starts are the norm?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think, I think if you look at what, I mean, here's the crazy part about it, right? Like if we look at what a twin case of brackets costs an orthodontist to treat, from wires to adhesive to, I mean, it's such a small percentage of the overall cost of that treatment. I mean, the cost in the treatment is the doctor, the building, and the staff, and everything else that goes with it. At the end of the day, I think clinical supplies will probably hold at its current percentages, and there's enough competition in the market to keep everyone honest.
I wanted to chat a little bit about remote monitoring. It's a big topic. You seem excited about it. Can you walk me through, why it's a big topic?
Well, and I think it goes back to it's amazing. Like, and I was talking to one of our friends of the P.O.P podcast that's been on here, Mr. Jake Schweitzer. We've been saying his name wrong for years, apparently, Jason. It's Schweitzer from Gage. And we were talking about like, think about how, if you think about like how we treat like a traditional orthodontic case, right? With twin brackets, wires, and all that stuff. That modality's been in existence for almost 70 years, right? If you think about traditional brackets and all those types of things. So it just blows my mind when he put it to me that way. It really kind of made me think like, yeah, you're right, right? Like, we've become more efficient with twin brackets. We've become, things have progressed, but at the end of the day, where is this all going? I do believe in, that things like dental monitoring, the use of aligners more effectively, digital orthodontics, when used properly, that's how we become more efficient. And that's how, using the technology is really where it's at. We have practices that are, out there on the spectrum that practice the same way they did 20, 30 years ago in some respects, clinically, with the technologies that are in place. And then there's practices that are literally on the cutting edge. And it's usually, technology is great, but like, I do believe that those practices that are utilizing the technology are utilizing them in a way that are creating better experiences for their patients, but just as importantly, they're creating practices that are much more efficient, much more productive, and much more profitable if done properly. And there's so many neat things out there with technology, especially with what I see around dental monitoring, self-ligating brackets, indirect bonding, some of the things that are done with aligners that when implemented in a practice properly, it takes a practice from, it doesn't even look like a practice looked that could be down the street, clearly.
Is remote monitoring a company or a thing?
Well, that's a good question. I think generically we would say remote monitoring is a thing, right? Like driving a car, but like specifically, the partner that P.O.P works with is a company called Dental Monitoring. And I think dental monitoring does a lot of things with AI and technology that, when done properly, really, really are substantially impactful to our practices. Some of the statistics out there about the number of visits that go through an office that is using dental monitoring in a typical month can be reduced. I think they're staggering numbers, right? And reducing your patient flow into your practice by hundreds, that at the end of the day, it means that you're being more profitable with every visit that comes into the practice.
P.O.P. Podcast.